When we were kids, our parents told us that we could be whatever we wanted to be. Some kids wanted to be astronauts. Others may have wanted to be actors or ballerinas. Me, I wanted nothing more than to be prime minister. It's funny, really. I didn't know about how government worked or the different types of political systems, and I certainly didn't know how to create fair laws, but at the same time, I really didn't care. To me, being PM was like being king. The appeal, absolute power. A king, like a PM, could rule over his kingdom with an iron fist forever, so long as he promised to lower taxes or increase pension plans every so often. He could do whatever he wanted, and anyone that opposed him would be crushed. Even if I looked cute as a little kid, I swear childhood me would be a perfect dictator. I'm 12 years older now, and a lot of my opinions have changed. I no longer think that having complete control over people is right, nor is preventing people from having a say in what happens to their country. I don't want to live in some Orwellian nightmare where people are uninformed and even the slightest bit of dissent will have you sent away or persecuted. I understand the importance of being a fair world leader, but why don't so many others? How in hell is it possible that I, as a teenager, am at the same level of maturity as many of the people running our countries? Is this some sort of messed up Animal Farm scenario where instead of animals acting like men, our world leaders, or in the case of Trump, possible world leaders, are acting like children? On May 16, 2016, Justin Trudeau, during a vote to limit debate on assisted suicide, rushed down the aisle in the House of Commons, manhandled the opposition whip Gordon Brown, and in the process, elbowed female MP Ruth Ellen Brosseau. What happened? Just in case you've been sitting under a rock for the past 3 weeks. Several NDPs blocked Mr. Brown from walking to his seat as a symbolic gesture to stall the vote that would prevent debate on Bill C-14, a bill to legalize assisted dying. This vote, just like the bill itself, was extremely controversial. Only days prior, the Alberta Court of Appeal criticized it for only catering to those who suffered from physical pain and called it unconstitutional. After only 30 seconds of delay, Trudeau jumped out of his seat and pulled a surprised Mr. Brown down the aisle to commence the vote. Here's the gist of it. Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, had a temper tantrum. What's funny is that neither side could see the real issue. The Liberals cheered his take-charge approach to democracy, while the opposition attacked him on gender grounds for attacking the female MP. Both sides failed to see that Trudeau was trying to limit debate and the power of opposition. In February 2015, in a case called Carter v. Canada, the Supreme Court found the ban on doctor-assisted suicide to be unconstitutional. The court gave Parliament 1 year to develop a new law meeting charter standards. When the Liberals were elected, the time limit was extended to June 6, 2016. This wasn't a very long time. This court-ordered time limit, along with high tensions between parties, led the Liberal Party to attempt passing a notion that would limit debate on the controversial bill. The motion would give the cabinet the power to call votes on Bill C-14 whenever they wanted. Although this potentially streamlines the bill-making process, stifling debate introduces the risk of passing unconstitutional laws that do not consider the interests of all citizens. Governments commonly try to limit debate in Parliament for a number of reasons. A lot of them are actually pretty legitimate. However, in my opinion, no other government in Canada's history has taken such a draconian stance on dissent and debate. When Trudeau rushed down the aisle and pulled Mr. Brown to his seat, he revealed his political immaturity concerning the role and debate of accountability in Parliament. He likely believed streamlining the bill-making process would ensure Parliament's work to be more efficiently done and avoid what many may consider an opposition hissy fit. Trudeau needs to move quickly beyond a little kid's limited understanding of what a PM is and does. The iron fist doesn't work in a more complicated, grown-up world of politics. Why should we care about this story? Is there something we are missing? At the end of June, we walk out of these school doors as fledgling citizens who will soon vote and take on a more active role in shaping Canada's future. Like Trudeau, we need to become more politically mature and be able to see beyond what the media tells us are the real issues. Otherwise, we risk losing our right to decide what happens to our country and lose the right to hold those in power accountable. We must vote. We must stay informed about what our government does and how it does it. We must participate in public discourse. In the last 2 decades, voter turnout has reached an all-time low of 58.8% in 2008. In the past 2 decades, viewership of televised House of Commons question period on CPAC has dropped by 29%. We risk a lot.
The real issue goes beyond Trudeau's actions and Canadians as well. There are governments around the world that do much worse, yet are not held accountable because their citizens are powerless or don't know any better. History provides many extreme examples where the fight for fair representation and accountability of world leaders was lost. Hitler, Stalin, Pol Pot, Mussolini, and so many others. But these battles begin on the small scale. In our cities, towns, homes, families, schools. How do we solve this epidemic of political immaturity? Be well informed. Be inquisitive. Be your own advocate. This is our world, our home, and we must make it fair for everyone. We must set an example that the world can follow. If we don't, it'll be us getting the elbow next time.